Jennifer from New Albany, Ohio, and today I'm going to show you how to make my cheesy lasagna rolls. I have my oven heated to 350 degrees and I also have a pot of boiling water ready to go for me to drop my pasta. First thing I'm going to do is add about a quarter cup of olive oil to my saucepan. We'll get that nice and warm. Now I've already diced up a medium onion and about 3 cloves of garlic that I'm going to add to my sauce pot. In go the onions. We're just going to let these get nice and translucent. Those are going to go for a couple of minutes. I've also chopped about 2 tablespoons of fresh basil, which I'm going to now add to my sauce. We're going to let that simmer for about another 10 minutes or so. Meanwhile, I'm going to show you how to make the filling for the lasagna rolls. First thing we're going to do is crack 2 eggs into a bowl. This is my first time filming myself cook, so I'm a little bit nervous. 1 egg and 2 eggs into the bowl. To our egg, we're going to add about 16 ounces of cottage cheese. Now you could use ricotta here if you like. I'm using cottage cheese because that's how my mom makes her manicotti. She doesn't like ricotta cheese, but feel free to try it with ricotta if you like. I also have some Kraft mozzarella cheese. We're going to add about 16 ounces into here. About 2 cups or so. And then we're also going to add about 1/3 of a cup of Kraft Parmesan cheese. And then I've also taken some sun-dried tomatoes and pureed those in my mini chopper. And these were the kind packed in oil. And then I added a little bit of lemon juice to boost the acidity, to cut through all the cream that's going on and the yummy cheesiness. If you don't like sun-dried tomatoes, you can just leave these out. You could also use fresh spinach if you like, or maybe some chopped pepperoni or salami, or if you want to brown off some ground beef and onions and add that to the mixture, you could do that as well. This is going to be the filling for our lasagna rolls. So we're just going to stir this around, get it all nice and mixed together. That looks good enough to eat just by itself. To this, we're going to add a little bit more salt. Let me rinse my hands off here. We're going to add a little bit of salt and a little bit of parsley flakes. Say about a tablespoon of parsley, about a teaspoon of salt. More or less as you like. We're going to stir that in. Ooh, I think I saw one go flying. And that is the filling for our lasagna rolls. We're just going to let our sauce simmer for about another 8 to 10 minutes, and then we will start our lasagna rolls. Okay, so my sauce has been simmering over about medium-low heat for about 20 minutes. And now it's time for the finishing touch. We're going to turn off the heat. And we are going to add an entire container of Philadelphia cooking cream. I'm going to be using the Italian cheese and herbs today. But you could also use the savory garlic or the plain flavor, whichever you like. we're going to dump the entire container into the sauce. Yum. It smells so good in here. Before you do this, make sure you test your sauce for flavor. Make sure you got enough salt, enough sugar, enough spices in there. I already did that while you weren't looking. Okay, we're just going to stir this in. Let it melt into the sauce. It's making it so smooth and creamy. Delicious. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to get a big ladle so we can ladle our sauce into our pan. This is how the rolling up part goes. You'll need about a square pan. And I will get a cutting board or some kind of surface to do your work on. We have our filling mixture. We have our boiled noodles. And I'm just going to put a little bit of sauce in the bottom of the pan. Delicious. Okay. What you do is you take your lasagna noodle. We're going to spoon a little bit of the mixture straight onto the noodle. Just like that. I'm ready to eat this now. Okay, then you're going to take the end of your noodle and just roll it up. Okay, just like that. And place it rolled side down into the pan. Take your next noodle and do the exact same thing. You can put as much or as little filling on there as you like. Roll, roll, roll. Yum. I'm going to finish rolling these up and we'll be right back. Okay, so I'm just finishing up my last lasagna roll here. I only got 11 because I went a little filling crazy. But 11 should be plenty. Last roll into the pan. Yum. Now we're just going to pour the rest of the sauce down over top. Can't help but lick my fingers. It's so delicious. Here comes that delicious sauce. You want to make sure you cover every nook and cranny, because if you don't, the edges will get dry and hard in the oven. I'm just going to take my spoon. Oh yeah. All those delicious tomatoes, that delicious cream we added, that Philadelphia cooking cream, oh, so good. Let's see if I can get just a little bit more on here. You can always reserve your extra sauce to pour on later if you want a little bit more. Oh, I think that's about all I can fit in there. Okay, perfect. Now, this beauty is going to go in the oven at 350 degrees for 30 minutes. And you may want to put some foil or something on the bottom of your oven just in case it boils over a little bit. One of these hot rags. The first one's always the hardest to get out of there. And I probably will make a huge, huge mess. Oh, come on, baby. There we have it. One delicious lasagna roll, which we can garnish with a little bit of fresh basil. And there we go. Bon appetit. Enjoy.